I would like to thank Kevin Smith for sending me this story that is coming from the New York Post. In this picture is an individual by the name of Jeffrey Clark Jr. And it said that he is from, I'm guessing, D.C. I said, my goodness, he got to be that close proximity to me. Also, according to it, it says that he's 30 years old. Well, he looks 30, aging in dog years, plus racist white supremacist years tacked on with just looking like a straight up creep. But anyway, sorry about that. But anyway, like I said, this man's name is Jeffrey Clark Jr. and he's from DC. And apparently it said that he is friends with Robert Bowers. Now, we all know Robert Bowers was the guy who shot up the synagogue in Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago. And according to Jeffrey Clark Jr., when they went through and found some stuff about what he was saying online, one of the quotes that he gave was that this massacre was a dry run. Now, the term dry run basically means trial run or a practice for something that's going to happen, that's going to be on a more bigger scale than something that already happened. So it puts into perspective that it sounds like this is going to happen again, or it may happen again in the future, and it's going to be more catastrophic than the one that happened in Pittsburgh. Or could it also mean that he's going to go after another group of people on a bigger scale than what happened in Pittsburgh? It's kind of hard to tell with them, but we know that they live for theatrics. I'm going to go ahead and read this article and see what else we can find out. A self-described white nationalist who claimed he was a friend of Pittsburgh synagogue shooting suspect Robert Bowers was busted on a gun charge after claiming the massacre was a dry run. Jeffrey Clark Jr., age 30, was charged with illegally possessing a firearm and a high-capacity magazine intended for use with an AR-15 assault weapons. Now remember, if y'all are on Twitter, Professor Black Truth has said something to the effect of, whenever you see AR-15, that is always going to be linked most likely to a white person. And that has yet to be proven wrong. The Washington, D.C. resident made his initial court appearance Tuesday in the U.S. District Court in Washington and was ordered held until Friday. Clark was arrested Friday after two family members reported his disturbing outbursts after that the 11 victims of the Tree of Life synagogue deserve it. Clark's 23-year-old brother fatally shot himself on Roosevelt Island near Washington 3 hours after the October 27th attack in Pittsburgh, the paper reported, citing court filings for the suspect. After the death, Clark told his relatives he believed Bowers, age 46, was a friend on conservative social media platform Gab, according to the court filing. Jeffrey Clark was DC Bowl Gang on the site, and his sibling went by DC_Stormer, according to the documents. Clark posted a photo on Gab of him and his brother wearing masks and holding a shotgun and a rifle in front of a flag with a skull and crossbones, the court's papers say. He posted a description of himself as a meth-smoking, pipe bomb-making mailman murdering Che Guevara of the alt-right. Of the massacre at the synagogue, the court filing said Jeffrey Clark posted a picture of the suspected shooter splattered in blood and wrote, "This was a dry run for things to come." The court filing lists what prosecutors say are some of Clark's posting, including a Gab rant that claimed the victims of the synagogue attack were all active supporters of pedophilia, and every last one of them deserved exactly what happened to them and so much worse. Clark, who called Bowers a hero, said the synagogue attack was justified because he believed a homosexual Jewish couple was having an adopted baby circumcised that week. He told the feds that he and his brother became interested in guns in 2016 because they believed there was going to be a civil war. The FBI said the brothers attended last year's Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. Of course they did. Their relatives told agents they believed the two men had photos from the event with James Alex Fields, who was accused of driving a car into a crowd of protesters, killing Heather Heyer, age 32, and injuring 19 other protesters. The witnesses also told the FBI that the brothers admired Timothy McVeigh, Ted Kaczynski, and Charles Manson and wanted to expedite a brewing race war. The feds alleged that Clark once said he and his brother had fantasized about killing Jews and blacks. The pair had hold on, before I go any further. Listen to that part. It said that Clark once said he and his brother fantasized about killing Jews and blacks. That key word in that statement is fantasize. That shows you right there they have a very deep obsession with us. That word fantasize means they cannot go a day without thinking, breathing, or even sleeping and dreaming about wanting to get rid of us. The pair had 4 guns that were registered in D.C., a Remington Arms handgun, a Mossberg shotgun, a Beretta handgun, and a Ruger Mini 14 rifle. The Beretta was recovered at the site of the suicide, and agents seized the other weapons from a relative's home outside Washington. Clark also surrendered a Colt 38 handgun that was not registered to either brother. The FBI also confiscated 2 kits to convert semi-automatic AR-15s to fire in full automatic mode. Authorities said they found 2 muzzle-loading handguns in Jeffrey Clark's bedroom, and in the basement of his home they found 2 ballistic vests, 2 ballistic helmets, and 2 gas masks in his brother's room. The court documents said Clark did not enter a plea and said little at his court appearance other than confirming he was a high school graduate and needed an appointed attorney. Assistant federal defender David Boss declined to comment to the Washington Post. So as you can see, based on this article that I have read before you, this man really, really takes a walk with death. He really does. Wow. It's just, I'm still stuck on the part where it said that they fantasized about getting rid of us. I'm still stuck on that part right there. Like I said, they cannot go a day without wanting to try and attempt to take us out, no matter what. I don't know what else to say after reading all of that, but they need to keep him wherever he is. And I hate the fact that he's that close to me as far as proximity goes. And see, with the rise of gentrification, you're going to start seeing more and more of this start coming into this area. As a matter of fact, speaking of that, I had heard that there was some KKK pamphlets that popped up in some places in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, which has a predominantly black population. See, it's already happening, and with gentrification on the rise, that just means that they're going to really go in. So y'all better be prepared. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.